Hi everyone, welcome to the interview with Glen Freeman, and he's the founder of the project Smile on the Line. So today we're talking about the project, but also we want to talk about things like how we can bring more happiness in this city and through this project. And when I heard about this idea, I thought it's amazing because in London, we see people don't really smile at each other. And on the tube, like for the commuters, they always seem to be a bit miserable. So, hi Glenn, good to see you today.
Hi there, Hannah. Good to meet you again.
Yeah, yeah. So perhaps you can, before we get into content, you can just introduce yourself, tell a little bit more about you and the project to the audience.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Glen Freeman. I work in the data analytics space. I help big corporations with to visualize and bring data to life. And also I do it similar in the property arena. And that's how Hannah and I met at a networking event
Yeah,
by one of our good friends.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So the like property and data analytics is your main work.
That's correct. That's
Um,
my main focus. I'm a
yeah, that,
Tableau consultant for those of you in the industry.
yeah, yeah, that's cool. So because I know you set up this Smile on the Line project,
Yes.
and where this idea comes from, and then how it was born.
So I was a bit of an unhappy commuter, I
Oh,
found last year.
yeah,
Um, and I realized I was, moping around in the morning, shoulders down like this,
yeah,
and, and not really comfortable traveling to work. And what I found was that I took that into my day. And I took it with me, and I took it back home at night when I met my girlfriend and my friends and my family, and that was life. Um, I saw a really angry lady in a coffee shop one day
hmm,
after doing a leadership course
yeah,
called Landmark,
yeah,
and the one thing I spotted was that this lady showed me a mirror of myself
oh,
about the angry commuter that I was. She was trying to buy coffee. The credit card machine was broken. She was a little angry, and she probably really wasn't angry about the credit card and the coffee machine. There was probably other stuff going on, and I
yeah,
had those things going on in my life. So that made me say, okay, how do I change myself? So I went out and smiled in the morning. I realized it was amazing, and it really made a difference in my life. It made me feel healthier. It made me connect better with my clients. It got better, friendships, and my relationship bloomed. And
wow.
that was something amazing for me. So what I wanted to do was to share this with our city, our wonderful, open and connected city.
Yeah, that I think that's amazing. So when you talk about the time before you realize smiling and when you feel like commuting to work miserable, how does that affect you and your health? Because London is already an amazing city. People are still miserable,
Mm.
but of course it looks fine on the surface. But
Yes.
in the deep inside, how would that affect you and your health?
Well, personally, I'm a type 1 diabetic.
Oh,
So I experience fluctuations in my blood sugar,
hmm,
and I take insulin every single day to
yeah.
to combat that.
Oh,
Um, One of the things I found that stress has a huge impact on my sugar levels,
yeah,
and that was it was awful. It had a really, really massive impact, and it could affected my work as well. It affected my relationships because high blood sugar isn't good for your body and gives all sorts of effects.
yeah,
What I found after both the Landmark program and going out in my life in this new smiley way once I'd seen the angry lady in the coffee shop, was that those problems, stress was no longer impacting my sugar level.
Oh.
I can't say the impact will be the same for everybody, and everybody has a different something that might be resolved by this. And also, I just felt happier in my life, and so those are the two major impacts. That the stress is no longer an issue for my blood sugar level, apart from when I'm doing TV interviews like today.
Yeah, wow, I think that alone is a very powerful story. It's really just a very simple thing. It's
Mhm.
not not taking actual drugs. You're not using any actual technique, and doesn't cost anything. It's just a simple smile, and that can really change your health. I
Yeah.
think that's really powerful. Yeah, and of course, like different people, like our bodies are different.
Mhm.
We can't say it will be same for everyone.
No.
But yeah, I think that's really, really powerful message. So I know this Smile on the Light project. It's like that's how it comes out. So what's the progress so far? Because I know you've been there are times you were on the like media or being interviewed. So how's the
Yeah.
progress so far?
Right now, we were published in the Evening Standard
Yeah,
last week.
yeah.
Um, we've had there was a bit of skepticism on
Mhm.
social media,
Yeah,
but that's one of the things that comes from running a project like this.
yeah.
Um, and we've had a further article was published this morning in the Metro, which was a
Mhm.
bit more from a comedy perspective. I know Hannah's very linked in the comedy world.
Yeah, we
Um,
should do a comedy night on this on Smile on the Line.
and that was quite a funny story. I was quite amused by that. If you have a look online,
Yeah.
and further to that, today I've been out with ITV to do some filming on the tube,
Mhm.
to share this story, and to bring something to commuters and bring a little bit of happiness to our daily journeys to and from work.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That would be a really interesting thing, because I've seen there are pictures of you holding a sign, like smile on the line on the tube, and ask strangers to smile. Was that scary for you? How do you feel about it?
Asking strangers about telling them about smiles on the lines. I remember the first time I did it on a Central Line train,
Yeah,
going from Stratford
yeah.
during the rush hour.
Hmm.
That wasn't the first time I'd done it. I'd done a little bit over the weekends, but that was the first time I'd done it on a crowded commuter train.
Oh, yeah.
I could feel my knees disappearing, like they just disappeared through the floor. But what was great is, having had the training I've had in the leadership program,
Hmm.
I got to control and overcome that fear.
Yeah.
Um, and for me, it's all about my heart that's in the project, and my
Mhm.
love for London,
Yeah,
and my love for everybody in the city.
yeah.
Um, Somebody picked on my pronunciation of city, so I should improve that. And the impact of social media as well. There's something else in that, but yeah, it was get out there, just do it. If you want to do something, if you've got a project you believe in, if you want to have an outreach and make a difference, you get over the nerves.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. It's like people are fearful of certain things, like public speaking or all these kind of things. But when you are thinking about, it's not about me, it's
Mhm.
about the person, the people you're going to impact, then you get over the nerves. That's
100%.
absolutely powerful. So for this exercise, how do you see, like, did people lighten up? Did they respond well? So what has been the response as a result of this?
It's been a variable response.
Yeah,
If I go out personally and smile at people, um, every so often I'll get a smile back, and that
yeah,
certainly lightens my own mood.
yeah.
If I'm going out in terms of the project, sometimes there's not a listening there for some people, and
Mm-hmm.
you can't always judge why that might be.
Mm-hmm.
It might be that you're speaking about commuters and they're not commuters in the city.
Mm-hmm.
It might be that you just didn't touch their heart. when you talked
Yeah.
about the story, or when I
Yeah.
talked about the story.
Yeah.
There's been some celebration.
Mm-hmm.
I had 2 carriages full of people clap the other day on the district line
Oh,
on the way to
wow.
Richmond. And that was something that I will always remember about this project.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's completely variable, and out with the news broadcasters today, people, varying levels of skepticism, varying levels of enthusiasm, and people, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that transpires in the on the day of the event on the 25th of September.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I think it's always, of course, they are like the response is can be different, like depends on the people. But I think the idea is really to spread out the message
Mhm.
and to really make people to see the benefit of it, because a lot of us, we are not aware, we're just busy workers, we're worry about what's going on with the work, worry
Yeah,
about losing a job, and it's very,
yeah,
very stressful living in
yeah.
London. So how do you see this kind of project, or when everyone starts to smile more in London, how would that impact London, like for people's lives? What would be the benefit of that?
So what I see is people in London being able to have a choice
Yeah,
about how they're going to be,
yeah,
and to align that choice with who they want to be in their lives,
yeah,
and to be that person wherever they are in their life.
yeah,
Um, Sometimes I feel that people on the tube are not aligned with who they are, because I see some very wonderful people who's disappear into themselves on the tube. And there's nothing wrong with that. I get why that happens. What I see transpiring across the city is a bit more connection,
yeah,
is the opportunity to potentially get to know somebody you might have seen every day for, or every once a week for the past year. And you might possibly connect with them through a smile. They might talk. You might not want to talk with people. You might just want to have happiness for yourself and smile for yourself. You know, I really like that concept of brushing your teeth in the morning, working out, going to a new reality,
yeah,
and and the stress reduction and the health improvements potentially that might come alongside that, and a happier, more connected city. For
yeah.
me, work was amazing afterwards. I got bigger contracts with better clients. I got
Wow.
I got continuity and clients begging me to come back, whereas I didn't quite have that connection before.
Wow, that has been amazing. I think when you were talking about this, it's actually touched a very important point, because we know living in the city is stressful,
Hmm.
and also there are a lot of going on in London, like terrorism, and people get like acid attack, everything. But it's not really what's happening to you, but it's how you respond, and
Yes,
being able to smile, and that's a strength. That's a good response to the day-to-day life and life challenges. Yeah,
everybody has something going on. I personally have some close family matters going on right now,
yeah,
that I'm not sharing with the world, but
mhm,
and then I've got my health,
yeah,
and stuff happens at work, and it's about how you go into that and how you're being in that place,
mhm,
and how that aligns with who you are.
yeah, yeah,
Because stress doesn't align with who people are, in my opinion. Stress is a reactive measure,
yeah,
and I think that that smiling has a big contribution to combating that. And you've got engagement of your if you have a team,
mhm,
the engagement of the team when you take this into your environment, is something that, it helps with productivity.
yeah,
um, you're not afraid of what's going on anymore, but you're keeping pace with your goal and your end goal. So that provides a positive working environment, which is something that I think is important. And I've been sharing this with some of the teams I've been working with recently, and there's a lot of acceptance of that concept.
Yeah, definitely. When the team is happy and connected, it's more productive. It's
Yes.
really not saying, yeah, this person is not as skilled or have a bad attitude. Sometimes maybe just a little need a little bit connection. Need
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think that's definitely amazing. So as we can see, like there are loads of benefits. You have experienced the benefits of yourself, like you
Mhm.
said, your stress level and blood sugar level has been well controlled, and for other possibly for other people as well. So, what are you looking to bring this project into? Like, what's your next step, or what's your the goal for this? What's your vision for this project?
So the goal for the event on the 25th of September is
Yeah.
to generate 1 million smiles shared across the city. It's a big target,
Yeah.
um, but I'm a statistician. I've
Yeah.
done the numbers, and I think it's something that's realistic.
Hmm.
People say, "How will you measure it?" I'll say,
Hmm.
"You'll feel it."
Oh yeah, use your intuition.
Yeah, yeah. So my invitation is to everybody to share this and experience it for yourself. Give it a try for a few days, see what it generates for you, and to give us some feedback on how that might work. And I believe that's that if this creates a positive experience, it creates a sharing in the city and a bit more listening about what that could bring for people.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you say, it's important for people to know about all these benefits and know about the
Mm.
message. But
Yes.
more importantly, is like people implement and people people try. Just give it a like
Mhm.
try it out. I think earlier on we discussed we're gonna give a challenge for this group or for whoever watched this video. Try it out. So smile at 5 strangers a day for 10 days.
That certainly sounds like it certainly sounds like a plan. One of the places you can do that is on public transport,
Yeah,
on the tube,
yeah,
and see what comes out of it for you,
yeah,
or wherever in your life you come across people. I found personally, I first tested this out in coffee shops
yeah. Oh
with the
yeah,
staff. I
yeah,
would ask the staff, I would ask them, "How are you today?"
yeah.
And they would say, "Nobody ever asked me."
Yeah, definitely. I think these staffs, like they're busy
Mm.
working and they're so focused on the work.
Mm.
But if you do like give them a genuine smile and ask
Mm.
them how they are, they can really appreciate.
And then I once had somebody say, "But you don't really care. Why did you ask?" And that's the thing. If you have a connection with people and you care and you get to know them, you find out more about them. And this transpires in people telling me stories about themselves that they're lost in their life or they don't know what they're doing. And it gives you especially people in a powerful position like we are, it
Hmm.
gives you capability to help them in their direction. It gives you
Yeah,
capability to really look what they're looking for. And sometimes they'll just tell you. I had
yeah.
a girl who told me she wanted to be a Python developer who was working in a coffee shop.
Oh,
And I never could have had that conversation if it wasn't for this. Um, so I reached out from the business. I
mhm.
sponsored her to go and study Python, and she came back and she's actually signed up. She was afraid that she was going to be poor. I said,
Oh,
"You're not going to. Poor is not a conversation if you are a Python developer. It's not going to happen." So we opened up that opportunity for her, and she signed up for a university course. She's going back to study, and she's going to learn to be a Python developer.
wow.
Look at the
That's
opportunity you can
amazing.
create in people's lives when you know when you open yourselves up to them.
Yeah. Wow. I think that's definitely amazing. I can't wait to see how this will impact London.
Mm,
And it's not just bring the happiness, but also opportunities.
Mhm.
and loads of new possibilities.
So we've got happiness, opportunities, health.
Yeah, health is your wealth. And then you get, actually, when you are happy, you look after your health, and you are happy, like smile to other people. When opportunities open, the wealth will follow.
Mm-hmm.
The wealth will follow.
Spot
Yes.
on. I'm agreed with that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for sharing the stories. I think these are truly amazing. And for those who are watching, make sure to share this video out, because it's very important message to share. Yeah. So let's talk about the challenge we're gonna do for whoever is watching. So what we're gonna do is, for the next 10 days. So whenever you're watching from today to the next 10 days, smile at least 5 people. And then, so each day, at least 5 people, and see what happens. You can journal about it and share your experience and share the story. And it might just be an enlightening smile, or maybe you feel good about yourself, or maybe it brings new opportunities, just like the story you shared. Yeah. So in the end, I think it's pretty much we bring the conversation in the end. But do you have any further message, like final message for the audience?
So yeah, my message is to give yourself the freedom
Yeah.
to be who you want to be.
Yeah.
We go out into the entrepreneurial community, the doctors community, the
Oh yeah.
all sorts of communities that we operate in, the business community, our personal community, our families. Be who you want to be, and be consistent with yourself, because that consistency, it generates results and it generates impact.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Be consistent with your core values, who you believe that you are.
Yes.
I'm glad I'm
That's
not that angry man on the tube anymore. That really wasn't
no,
me.
you're not angry at all. Yeah, I think what you have shared is truly amazing. And yes, for those who are watching, make sure you do this challenge. Yeah. So I think it's not just for one person making the impact. It's really for everyone, get everyone to be involved. And then I can't wait to see what will happen throughout London. I will do the challenge myself as well, because I'm the interviewer. If I don't do it, it's lacking of integrity. But I will do that. It's not always comfortable, but yes, because thinking about the people you might be impacting, and then yeah, be true to who you are every day.
Mhm. Perfect. Thank you very much. It's great to share alongside you today with everyone in the community, Hannah.
Yeah, thank you very much, Glenn. And I'm sure people in the community will benefit a lot. And I think Glenn also has, like Smile on the Line, also have a Facebook group.
Yeah.
So
So
we will post,
smiles, many smiles on many lines. Smiles on.
oh, many smiles on many lines. I like that. So
Yeah.
we'll put the link in the comments.
Yeah.
And then, yes, do join his community as well. And yes, we're gonna create many smiles on many lines.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you everyone for watching. And yes, I hope to see you very soon.